Yo, Malawi! You know that moment when the whole parliament hall goes silent? Then boom! History drops like a hot plate of ensima. That's exactly what just happened, my people. The gavel has switched hands, and a new big man is in the speaker's chair. Suleman, the name on everyone's lips. The man behind that confident smile that says, "Yeah, I just did that." But who really is this guy? How did he climb from being just another MP to the top seat where everyone must call him Right Honorable? And most importantly, what secrets, hustle, and drama sit behind that polished parliamentary podium? Today, fam, we're not just watching the news, we're decoding it. So buckle up, grab your tea or that Fanta orange you love, because this one's what power, controversy, football, and business money all mixed like mandasi in hot oil. Let's roll through the top 7 facts about Malawi's new speaker, Suleman. And don't blink or you'll miss the spicy bits. It all went down on 30th October 2025. The air inside Parliament was thick, tension like end-month rent day. Members were whispering, eyes darting across benches, and everyone knew this wasn't just a vote. This was the vote. By the end of the count, Suleman had bagged 134 votes, while his rival trailed with 85. The room erupted, guys. Some clapped, others just sighed like, boma ili here. Suleiman didn't just win a chair. He took control of the microphone that decides who speaks, who sits, and who's out of order. The kind of power move that can turn your political enemies into your new best friends or your next headline. For the rest of us watching, that day felt like watching a football penalty shootout. One side praying, the other sweating, and boom, the whistle blew, the ball hit the net, and Malawi had a new speaker. Transition hook, but wait, you think that vote was just luck? Nah, boss. This next fact shows the real political muscle behind the man. Let's slide to fact number 2, and you'll see how deep this power game runs. See, this wasn't some random miracle where Parliament just woke up and said, let's give Samir a try. No, my guy. This was pure strategy. Suleman is a proud product of the Democratic Progressive Party, the DPP, that blue color machine that knows how to move chess pieces even when everyone else is playing checkers. When the vote came through, it wasn't just about Samir being a nice dude. It was the party flexing its dominance. The DPP rolled in with confidence like, we run this place and we're putting our man on that chair. The numbers spoke louder than campaign promises. And trust me, Malawi's political scene doesn't forget who helped who. Being speaker while rocking DPP colors, that's like refereeing a football game when your cousin's team is playing. You can blow that whistle, but the crowd is watching you close. Now, the opposition MPs, especially from MCP and UTM, were like, this one we will watch. And that's where the drama starts. Because from that moment, the line between government and parliament got blurrier than the network in rural Muchinji on a rainy day. But you know, Samir, he came out smiling, calm, collected, with that blunt-ass swagger that says, relax, guys, I got this under control. Whether it's true or just vibes, we'll find out. Transition hook. And talking about control, you ever wonder how long he plans to sit on that big fancy seat before someone else comes for it? Let's break it down in fact number 3. And you'll see, this guy is not just passing through. He's setting up camp. Samir didn't just walk up to the mic and say, thanks, bye. Nah, the man stood tall, adjusted his jacket, and dropped a speech that had everyone listening. He said he's here to serve Malawi for the full 5-year term, not as a party puppet, but as a speaker for the people. Now that's a big promise, my friend, especially in a parliament where loyalty sometimes changes faster than the Lilongwe weather. He spoke about reforms, about keeping the house professional, and about restoring respect for parliament. Some MPs nodded like they just heard gospel truth, while others were side-eyeing, thinking, we'll see how long that loyalty lasts. Samir also made it clear that his mission is to balance the game, to make parliament less of a political boxing ring and more of a serious house of debate. Big talk, right? But remember, this is Malawi, where promises sound sweet until the budget hits the floor and everyone wants a slice. If he truly manages to keep order in that house, he'll earn a legacy bigger than just the guy who won in 2025. But if politics creeps in, that gavel might turn heavier than a sack of maize on market day. Transition hook, and now that we've seen how long the man plans to hold the mic, let's rewind and check how he even got here. Because this story didn't start in Parliament. It started way back with hustle, football, and a touch of pure Malawian grind. Fact number 4 coming up next. And trust me, you'll see why this man's journey sounds straight out of a local success movie.
Before Suleman became the big man with a gavel, he was just another Malawian chasing the dream and grinding hard for it. Born and raised with that true Malawian fire, the guy didn't come from some fancy political dynasty. Nah, he built himself. From his early schooling at Blantyre Central High School, Samir was already hustling like a man with a plan. While others were just vibing at football grounds, this guy was already talking about business deals and logistics moves. After school, he didn't jump into politics immediately. He jumped into business. And not small-time business, my guy. We're talking transport, trading, and logistics. Samir became a major name in the Transporters Association of Malawi, even serving as a board member at the Road Transport Association. If there's a crack moving goods from Lilongwe to Mzuzu, there's a good chance Samir's company helped make it happen. But that's not all. The man also sponsored district and regional football leagues, supporting local teams when everyone else was too busy clapping for foreign clubs. That's how he built his street cred, not through speeches, but through action. Even back then, his name was known in both business and football circles, the guy who could switch from boardroom to pitch without missing a beat. And listen, when a man builds from the ground up like that, he doesn't walk into parliament to fit in, he walks in to take charge. His climb to speaker wasn't overnight. It was years of grind, connections, and smart play. But you know Malawi, where there's success, there's always a whisper, a side eye, or a headline waiting to pop. Because every big name comes with some drama. And that brings us to fact number 5, the chapter where things get a little messy and Samir's clean suit meets a bit of political mud. Malawi politics never a dull day, right? You can't climb too high without stepping on a few toes. And Samir Suleman's toes have been in some serious tango. Before becoming speaker, the man found himself caught in a few controversies and court battles that had tongues wagging across Blantyre to Balaka. One major buzz was a defamation lawsuit, where a cabinet minister demanded a cool 500 million from Samir over some words that hit harder than expected. You know how it goes. Politicians talk spicy, someone takes it personal, and next thing, the lawyers start typing. That's the game. And while the case created headlines, it also showed something about the man. He doesn't scare easy. Instead of going quiet, he kept talking, kept showing up, and kept pushing for accountability in government. Whether you love him or hate him, you got to respect that boldness. But the drama didn't stop there. As chair of the Parliamentary Committee on Agriculture and Food Security, Samir got into hot water over comments about fertilizer programs, suppliers, and government contracts. The man called things the way he saw them, and sometimes that meant throwing political punches in public. That's why Malawians started seeing him as both a straight talker and a bit of a troublemaker. Still, that kind of boldness earned him fans. People said, at least this guy speaks his mind, or sati kunama nyimbo za boma every day. Love him or hate him, he's the kind of leader who walks into parliament knowing someone is waiting to test him, and he still smiles like, let's go. Now that we've seen the man's hustle and his heat, let's talk about why his election actually matters. Because this isn't just a new face on the chair, it could change how Malawi's whole parliament runs. Stay tuned, because fact number 6 is where power and responsibility start wrestling for control. All right, let's keep it real. Malawi politics ain't Sunday school, my guy. When Samia Suleman grabbed that speaker seat, the big question everyone was whispering was, can this dude stay neutral or will DPP run parliament like it's their backyard barbecue? You see, being speaker is not just about looking fresh in a suit and calling for order, order. It's about balance. Keeping peace between wild debates, stopping MPs from throwing verbal grenades, and making sure government and opposition both get their shot at the mic. But when you come from a ruling party like DPP, neutrality can feel like trying to dance on wet tiles. One wrong step and boom, you're flat. Samia knows this pressure. Word on the street is he's already been quietly coaching his allies, reminding them, guys, if we want the people to trust us, we gotta look clean. No shady deals, no side drama. Whether they listen or not is another story, eh? And here's the thing, the speaker's job is now a test of loyalty versus legacy. Will he protect his party first or the constitution? If he pulls it off right, Malawi might finally see a parliament that runs smooth, not like a never-ending Facebook comment war. But if he fumbles, opposition MPs will be ready like TikTok comedians, waiting to roast him on the next sitting. Still, the man seems ready for the challenge, and the next chapter proves it. Because fact number 7 isn't just about politics, it's about the blueprint he's trying to leave behind for Malawi's future. Let's roll. Now that the man's got the mic, what's next? You'd think he'd chill, enjoy the perks, take a few photos for the papers. Nah, Samia came in hot. Man's already calling for big-time parliamentary reforms. He's pushing for tighter budget reviews, better attendance from MPs, no more ghost benchers, and serious transparency when it comes to national projects. He even announced the 2025-26 mid-year budget review meeting like a boss who means business. The tone? We are not here for selfies, we're here for service. That's the kind of energy Malawians have been begging for. Someone who reminds MPs that parliament is not a chill spot, it's a workplace. But let's be honest, talk is one thing, action is another. If Samia can actually pull off reforms, ensure accountability, and keep parliament from turning into another drama stage, then 5 years from now, we might be calling him one of the best speakers Malawi ever had. And if he fails, well, we'll cross that bridge with popcorn because this movie's far from over. So yeah, the story of Samia Suleman isn't just a new speaker alert. It's a power story, a hustle story, and a Malawi story full of ambition, controversy, and dreams bigger than parliament itself. Hey, Malawi! We've seen it all. The vote, the hype, the hustle, and the headlines. Samia Suleman's rise is proof that in this country, hard work and bold talk can still get you places. But staying there, that's the real mission. So here's the question for you, fam. Can Samia keep the gavel steady without tipping it toward his party, or is this just another season of Politics Reloaded Malawi edition? Drop your thoughts below. No filter, just vibes. And you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss when Global Pulse Newz drops another fire story. By the way, we are not just news, we are family. Check out our sister channels at Sparkling Kids and at Rema Fatima. Perfect for kids' fun, learning, and family vibes. Let's grow together, support each other, and keep pushing Malawi forward, one story, one voice at a time. Big up to all our followers. You are the real MVPs. Till next time, this is Global Pulse Newz, where Malawi talks and the world listens.